The hardest part wasn't driving strangers around Lagos every day. It wasn't the traffic. It wasn't the long hours. It wasn't the exhaustion. The hardest part was pretending. Pretending he still worked in an office. Pretending life was going according to plan. Pretending he wasn't secretly driving boats while former classmates posted promotions, weddings, and success stories online. Every morning, Chidera carried passengers across the city. Every evening, he carried a secret that was slowly becoming heavier than the job itself. When Chidera graduated from university at 24, he believed life was finally about to begin. Like many young Nigerians, he had spent years enduring crowded lecture halls, endless assignments, strikes, uncertainty, and financial pressure while holding on to a simple belief that everything would eventually make sense. The degree represented more than education. It represented hope. It represented opportunity. It represented the promise that all the sacrifices made by his parents would finally begin to pay off. On the day he quoted his certificate, he imagined himself stepping into a professional career within months. Imagined wearing neatly pressed shirts to work, sitting in air-conditioned offices, attending meetings, and gradually building the kind of life he had dreamed about for years. The future looked clear in his mind. Unfortunately, reality had different plans. The first few months after graduation felt exciting. Job applications filled his days. Interviews gave him hope. Every email notification triggered a rush of anticipation. Every phone call felt like a possible breakthrough. Friends regularly discussed opportunities they had heard about. Family members frequently asked how the job search was going. At first, Chidera answered confidently. He believed success was simply only a matter of time. But as months became a year, confidence slowly gave way to frustration. Interviews rarely progressed beyond the final stage. Some employers stopped responding entirely. Others offered salaries so low that they barely covered transportation costs. Several opportunities disappeared without explanation. Gradually, the optimism that had carried him through university began to fade. The financial pressure arrived quietly. Small expenses started becoming difficult to manage. Transport fares became something he calculated carefully. Social outings became less frequent. He stopped accepting invitations that required spending money. Even simple pleasures began to feel like luxuries. Watching his parents continue supporting him after graduation created a guilt that grew heavier each month. His father never complained. His mother never pressured him. Yet, Chidera could see the strain. He could see the sacrifices being made to protect his dignity. The realization bothered him deeply. Meanwhile, social media became increasingly difficult to tolerate. Every day seemed to bring another announcement. Someone had secured a new job. Someone had relocated abroad. Someone had purchased a new car. Someone had started a successful business. Someone was getting married. Everyone appeared to be moving forward while he remained stuck in the same place. He knew social media rarely showed the full truth, but that knowledge did little to reduce the feeling of inadequacy creeping into his mind. Then the idea of driving boats came unexpectedly. A family friend who owned multiple vehicles mentioned that one of his drivers had recently resigned. The arrangement was simple. Chidera would drive one of the cars on a hire purchase agreement and earn a percentage after daily remittances were settled. Initially, the suggestion felt insulting. He had spent years earning a university degree. The thought of becoming a ride-hauling driver felt like an admission of failure. Pride immediately rejected the idea. He politely dismissed it and continued searching for office jobs. Weeks later, reality forced him to reconsider. The bills had not disappeared. The responsibilities had not disappeared. The job offers had not appeared. For the first time, he began looking at the opportunity differently. The more he thought about it, the more he realized his resistance had less to do with the work itself and more to do with what other people might think. The realization was uncomfortable. It exposed something he did not want to admit about himself. He cared deeply about appearances. Eventually, necessity defeated pride. On a humid Monday morning, Chidera completed the registration process and officially began driving boats. What he expected to feel was embarrassment. What he actually felt was fear. Fear that someone he knew would enter the car. Fear that former classmates would see him. Fear that relatives would discover the truth. And fear that the life he imagined for himself was slipping away. For several months, he lived almost two separate lives. During the day, he drove passengers across Lagos. He navigated traffic in Lekki, Victoria Island, Ikeja, Surulere, and Yaba. He learned shortcuts. He mastered peak hour routes. He listened to conversations from every type of person imaginable: business executives, students, entrepreneurs, tourists, struggling workers, newly married couples. an exhausted parent, or passed through his vehicle. Every passenger carried a story. Yet outside work, he maintained a different image. Whenever friends asked about employment, he spoke vaguely about freelance projects and ongoing opportunities. Whenever relatives asked what he was doing, he avoided specifics. The secrecy created constant anxiety. Every familiar face spotted on the road triggered panic. Then something unexpected happened. The work began teaching him lessons no classroom ever had. He learned patience from endless traffic jams. He learned communications from interacting with difficult passengers. He learned emotional intelligence from reading people's moods. He learned financial discipline because daily income depended on careful management. Most importantly, he learned that dignity was not attached to job titles. One evening, he picked up a passenger from the airport. The man appeared to be in his late 50s and carried himself with quiet confidence. During the journey, casual conversation revealed that he owned a manufacturing company, employing hundreds of workers. The discussion gradually shifted towards careers, business, and life experiences. The businessman shared stories about sleeping in unfinished buildings during his early years, working multiple jobs simultaneously, and enduring years of uncertainty before achieving success. Listening to those experiences challenged many of Chidera's assumptions about achievement. For the first time, he began understanding that successful people often add chapters they rarely talk about. That conversation stayed with him long after the passenger left. Slowly, his mindset began changing. He stopped viewing job as evidence of failure. He started viewing it as a stepping stone. Instead of spending 3 hours worrying about appearances, he invested time in learning new skills. He studied digital marketing online. He completed business courses. He listened to podcasts while driving. He read books during downtime between trips. What began as survival gradually became preparation. The income, though modest, allowed him to regain control of his finances. He contributed to household expenses. He paid for professional certifications. He saved consistently. For the first time since graduation, he felt productive rather than helpless. 2 years passed. The secret remained hidden from many people. But internally, something significant had changed. The shame that once dominated his thoughts had weakened considerably. Confidence was returning, not because of status, but because of competence. He was becoming someone capable of adapting, learning, and persevering under difficult circumstances. Then came the opportunity that changed everything. A digital marketing agency where he had applied months earlier finally responded. During the interview process, he made a decision that surprised even him. Instead of hiding the truth about the previous 2 years, he explained everything honestly. He spoke about driving boats. He spoke about supporting himself. He spoke about the lessons he learned from interacting with hundreds of people every month. He spoke about developing discipline, resilience, and communication skills while continuing to invest in his growth. To his surprise, the interviewers were impressed. What he considered embarrassing, they considered evidence of character. What he considered failure, they considered determination. A few weeks later, he received the offer. The salary wasn't extraordinary, but it represented a new beginning. More importantly, it represented validation of something he had recently begun believing. Honest work never diminishes a person. Over the following years, Chidera's career grew steadily. The experience gained from the continuous learning accelerated his progress. He eventually moved into higher paying roles, expanded his professional network, and built a stable career. Yes, despite his success, he never forgot those years behind steering wheel. In fact, they became one of the most valuable chapters of his life. Looking back, he realized the real struggle had never been unemployment. The real struggle had been pride. Pride had convinced him certain jobs were beneath him. Pride had attached his worth to titles and appearances. Pride had made him fear judgment more than stagnation. The day he finally let go of that pride was the day his life began moving forward. Years later, when younger graduates sought advice during difficult seasons, he always shared the same perspective. Life does not always follow the entire timeline we expect. Sometimes progress arrives wearing clothes we do not recognize. Sometimes opportunities look different from the dreams we originally imagined. And sometimes the work we are most ashamed of becomes the very thing that prepares us for the future we eventually build. The steering wheel he once hid from the world had quietly carried him towards a life he never would have reached if he had allowed pride to keep him standing still. One thing that stood out to me in this story is how easily pride can disguise the itself as self-respect. Chidera wasn't avoiding the job because it was dishonest or harmful. He was avoiding it because he feared how people might perceive him. I think many people can relate to that. Society often teaches us to value appearances more than progress. What makes this situation interesting is that every opportunity he initially rejected became the bridge that helped him regain confidence, stability, and momentum. Another important lesson is that success is really a straight line. Many people compare their behind the scenes struggles to other people's highlight reels. The reality is that most successful individuals have chapters of hardship, sacrifice, and uncertainty that are really visible to the public. No honest work is beneath you. A job may not match your dream, but it can still move you closer to your destination. Pride can delay progress, but humility creates opportunities. The goal is not to impress people with how your journey looks. The goal is to keep moving forward with integrity, regardless of where the road begins. And that will be all on today's Dream Diary lesson. Here are some community questions for you guys. Have you ever turned down an opportunity because you were worried about what people would think? What is the most important lesson you've learned during a difficult season in your life? Do you think society places too much value on job titles and appearances? And thank you for spending this time with us on Dream Diary podcast. If this story resonated with you, share with someone who may need encouragement today. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that inspires growth, resilience, and reflection. This is Dream Diary podcast. Real stories, real lessons, and real growth. Peace.